I don't know.
Or no?
Somebody may be towing me back. Now this is supposed to be a great weekend. It's the first mud park that I went to spend a weekend and take the four-wheeler, the little Sportsman, and have some fun. Ride around, maybe do a little bit of mudding, and do a lot of video. And as much as I wanted all that fun to come to pass, something happened. First, let's go ahead and start with the actual trip down. Now, where I was going was to a place in Andalusia, Alabama called Boggs And Boulders. It's a great place. I can tell you that now since I was there. But the trip was a little eventful. I should say non-eventful at first, but then it started getting eventful. So now the ride down was pretty smooth most of the way. In about, I don't know, maybe an hour out from actually getting there. See, it's an actual about a 5-hour drive. So probably in that last hour, I'm heading down the road and I feel this thumping like something goes flying underneath the truck and out from under me. So I was a little concerned about that, but everything was still going. So the first pull off I could get, I pulled off, and pulled into a gas station, and I started searching all over the truck. Couldn't find a doggone thing. Finally, at the very last minute, I thought, all right, well, I guess there's nothing wrong, so I'm gonna get back in the truck. I started to get back in the truck, and I take one last look back, and I happen to look at one of the tires on the trailer hauling the Sportsman, and sure enough, there was no tread on it. It hadn't lost air yet, but the tread was gone. Where I'm at is just like a little pull off with like a gas station on one side and something else on the other side. I didn't see any, auto mechanics or tire shops or anything like that. So I walked into the little gas station there and I asked them, where's the nearest place that works on tires? And to my luck, on the other side of the overpass was a big blue building where the guy sat there, and he did tires and stuff like that, but it looked like he also just tried to sell things out of there. So I drove over there. Now, luckily there was a tire guy there, but the likelihood that he had the same tire that would fit was a whole nother thing. Well, I'm just a blessed individual, and the man had the tire. So he fixed that for me, and I was on my way. So I'm from Tennessee, and I thought the people in Tennessee were kind of crazy drivers. Since I hit Alabama, I've almost had 2, maybe 3 accidents because of the way these people drive on this highway. First one, I'm doing about 72 in a 70 mile an hour zone in the left lane, trying to pass a truck who's probably doing about 65. That's fine. He's got a load. He needs to drive safely. But I'm over in the left-hand lane, right behind a couple other cars that they're doing about 72. So we're kind of close together. And by the time I get up to where I'm just far enough behind the truck
to have about a car's length distance behind us. Of course, he's in the other lane. Some idiot in a Mustang comes zooming up here to my right and then lops over into the left-hand lane really quick, cutting between me and that truck. And he was so close to my front end that I could not see his rear view or his rear window. All I could see was kind of the top of his car and then the hood in front. And I'm slamming on the brakes. I mean, this guy was a complete idiot. Right between this big truck here and a trailer and another big truck, and he had very little space directly in front of me because there was a car in front of me. If that wasn't bad enough, after that's over with, we're going down the road, and there's all these trucks, you know, going, and they're kind of keeping their speeds, you know, safe, which allows us to go around and pass them in the left-hand lane. Well, I'm going, you know, going along, and there's a bunch of cars and stuff and trucks. Well, there's this one trucker in the right-hand lane, and he's hauling cars, so he's got lower deck, top deck, just loaded with cars. But he doesn't want to go a safe speed with the other trucks. He's trying to get around them. Well, he doesn't wait for a safe opportunity to put on his signal and merge over. When he decides he's got just enough room to get over, he throws on that signal and jumps. And he does it at such a speed that when he gets over in the left-hand lane and corrects over, his butt end of that trailer is just fishtailing back and forth. And you would think, okay, maybe that was just a little oversight on his part. But no, when he decides he wants back in, he does the same thing, man. He just jumps over and he's fishtailing. So all I could do was wait for him to stop doing all that so I could get around him, because being behind that guy was scary. Who knows what he was going to do. Now I got to climb the hill and people are slowing down. Anyway, that's just some craziness going out on this road today. My dad used to tell me, when you get out on the road and you're driving, you got to understand that everybody else out there is a complete idiot. You got to watch for them all. And obviously he's not trying to say that, you know, everybody's an idiot. What he's saying is there are idiots there, so be prepared for them all. Dang, these guys are going way slow. Now I'm stuck. Oh well. That's my adventure on 65 South. Get it unloaded really quick and ride back up to the office and let them know which one I chose. So I've done that. I made a quick little round just around the parking or the camp, this particular campground here, just to see kind of what's going on. Now I need to get the tent and everything set up before it gets dark. So let's make that happen. So far so good. Okay, that's basically it. Got a few more things to do to it, but that'll work for tonight.
Boggs and Boulders is a pretty big place. It's got over 1,000 acres and 160 plus miles of trails. At least that's what it says on the website. I understand that they added another 800 acres and however many more miles of trails, so it's a pretty big place. They claim that it is impossible to leave the park without a smile on your face, and for all intents and purposes, well, that should be true, but in my case, this first trip didn't end quite as well as I had hoped. But needless to say, prior to any problems, I was having fun, and I got out and rode around and checked out the scenery and even started talking to people. It's amazing at a place like this, no matter who you talk to, they're going to be friendly and invite you to party with them, go ride with them. And I guess that's just because we're all kind of the same mind. Birds of a feather flock together, and everybody here has some sort of a four-wheeler or side-by-side, and it's kind of the fun thing that they like to do. And if you have one and you're there, well, you're their brother. I guess that's a good way to look at it. Well, this is my first time here. How big is this place?
I have no idea. It's my first time here, and it's pretty damn big. We got lost already.
Really? I just got camp set up, so
yeah,
I know.
This is right here. There's a lot of shit out here, man.
The video?
I mean,
yeah, you'll be in the video. Right?
Everywhere you go, there's a trail that kind of splits off.
Is there?
There's more stuff.
Very muddy.
So it's pretty crazy.
How? Does that thing do good in the mud?
Oh yeah.
Does it?
Let's just say it's like 6 days old.
Uh-oh. He already knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he's been doing it since he was about 6.
Well, I just bought this a month ago, so I can take it out places like this and just kind of ride around and make videos and stuff like that.
There's a lot of cool places like this that we've seen where you can play it a lot in a big open area, and then there's a lot of tight trails where you go underneath bridges, and you have bridges that you have to go over creek beds.
Right.
Really cool. Very impressive. Where you guys from? We came from Tallahassee, Florida. I grew up in Hendersonville, much older than Dixie.
Oh yeah? Yeah.
I know where you're at.
Yeah. Just right out of Lawrenceburg.
Do you film for yourself or you film for somebody?
YouTube.
YouTube?
Yeah. Look for Subtac.
Are you
Subtac. S-U-B-T-A-C. Yeah. I got a tent over there, big old white Dodge 4-wheel drive.
We're right in the center of the campground. Work?
Uh-oh. I watch a lot of videos. I know how to do it.
Right in the center of the campground is where the majority of our big party is.
Okay.
Feel free to stop by and hang out with us.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, I'm going to pit around. So daylight was running out, and so I figured I would take off and run around a little bit more, and maybe take them up on their offer and go find them later on that evening, you know, when everybody's partying. Well, I don't remember seeing them again. But what did happen, well, that's another story for the next video. So when we come back, we'll meet Philippe and the journey that him and I and his wife and some other people in the campground took that night, and how it ended for me. But for now, I'm just going to ride and have some fun.